Hey guys, you know when we first bought this place, I found loads of old discarded baths, and the people that had owned it used them for feeding their animals, water and stuff. So I had a little look online to see what I could potentially do with old baths. I said you could use them as a pond, but I'm not going to do that. So I also found that you could use them as seats. So I'm going to take this old steel bath that I've got here up to the workshop, and I'm going to start to turn it into a bench. So here goes. Right, so these baths are super heavy. So heavy that me and my wife cannot pick it up together. So I'm going to roll it over until I get it into the van. I used to know how to build baths in the old days.
Face in your face. What the hell is going on down there?
All those weightlifting classes came in handy. Right then, I'm also going to take this pallet. So I'm going to strip it down and I'm going to use it for the legs and for the seat. You can't beat a bit of pallet wood. It's free and it's generally good wood. And there you go, off the van. So we've made it to the workshop. So we're going to need a couple of bit of health and safety. Got some gloves, got some ear defenders, got some invisible goggles on, need a marker, bit of wood. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some lines so we can start cutting. Right, so I've drawn two lines. Okay. Angle. And I'm going to start cutting the lines. I need to get one going across, but first I think I better get rid of this 10 years of cack on the top. Good, now I'm going to draw lines over the top. No, I'm not. I'm going to draw a line across here. Brilliant. So as we cut this piece out, that will give us our opening for the seating area. Put that down then. I think this is going to take some time, so we'll come back to it. So my battery grinder's getting a bit slow, so I've changed over to my electric one. It's cut a bit quicker, so here we go. pretty much cut the second line, and going about another half an hour to go. Well, it took some serious cutting, but we're ready, so let's see if we can get it off. Cha-ching! Yeah. So now we've got the main panel out. I want to cut these edges off on a 45-degree angle, just so that when people do sit on it, they don't end up banging into these heavy corners. So, all right, here we go. Now I've cut the bath with my trusty grinder. If you haven't got a grinder, perhaps you know someone who's got a gas torch, something like that. Maybe they could cut it for you rather than you cutting it with the grinder. Right, one more to go. So now I've sanded it, I can just check it with my hands. I just want to make sure there's no sharp spikes or dodgy edges, because when you go to sit on it, if it catches your leg, be a nasty cutter, and no, all feels good. Great. So after a hard morning's work, I think now I'll have a cup of tea. I'll shoot the other side. Nice and quick. Pallet bar. No nonsense. If you want to learn where to get a pallet bar from, check out the comments and I'll show you where to get one from. Now once you've got your freebie tools, you can see they're covered in nails. You can go either way. You can try and pull out all your nails like so, and you can see they're a good size. But generally what I do is I leave them like this until I come to cut them up, and then I'll either pull them out or bang them in. So here's my line, and I'm going to put it on the chop saw. Now, if you haven't got a chop saw, you could use a handsaw, but as I've got a chop saw, it's quicker. Now that I've cut this one to length, I will pop the other one on the chop saw. Put this one against it, touching the end, and I will not do that because I need to definitely bang these nails in first. Right, so I'll chop that off. Now we've got two lengths that are the same. Now, and so then now we've got one side of nails. We just bang those nails in. So much quicker to bang them in and pull them out. And remember, it's just a base, no one's going to see it, it doesn't need to be super good looking or anything, just practical. Right, so we've got two lengths. Now, if you remember when we was outside, we measured to 26 centimetres. So we've had two off cuts. Now, we'll measure these to 26 centimetres, and we'll cut these. am checking to see if there's any nails sticking out before I chop these with the chop saw, because that can interfere with your blade, and I don't want to do that. So now, finish banging in these nails. Done. And we can put this frame together. So now we've cut our lengths, I just want to get them onto the bath, get it dry fitted, because if you put it all together, stick it all on, you likely you're going to get it wrong. So if we put it on, and just want to check that they're all about right. I want to make sure I've got the ends correct. Right, see, it's got to go before the plug. There we go, and drop that one on the end. Good. So we know that. No, I'm glad that I put the nails in that, or it would cut my leg. So now we know that that fits together pretty well. Now remember, we've got those feet. So what I want to do is, I just want to put a little notch under the two lengths where the feet are, so that the whole frame will sit flat as possible to the bottom of the bath when we come to fix it. So what I'm going to do is, just come round here, I'll show you. If you look down here, you see that here are the feet. There they are, sticking against a big gap. So I'm just going to mark slightly wide of where they are, both ends. And you can see, looking at the gap, it's about 12-15 mil. But I want to make the gap above it bigger anyway. So I'm going to draw it over at about 20 mil. Reason being, if I try to mark it too accurately to 12 or 15 mil, I'll probably get it wrong. And then when I come back to fit it, I'll end up having to adjust it again and again. So best just to overcut it. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just looking down there, give it a nice little width to the side of each one. Down again, I'm going to cut it off about 20 mil above. And then same on this one here. Okay. And then just before I take it off, I'm going to just mark up my faces so I know where I'm working to. So I'll just put an F on here for front, where I'm standing, right, and a left. Only leaves the back down, I don't need to put back on the back. So I'm going to put these on the chop saw. I am going to check to see if there's any nail holes underneath before I do cut it, and there isn't, which is good. And there you go, see my marks. Now, I'm going to pull that saw. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to... on the end, I don't want to put my hands too close to it. And then I'm going to chop these out with a chisel. I could keep using the chop saw, chop, but that's too much drama. So I'm just, if you haven't got a chop saw, like I said, you can use a handsaw. So if you cut your two sides of your handsaw, and then even if you haven't got a chisel, you can use a screwdriver. But I have got a chisel, so I'm going to use my chisel to chop out the blocks. I'm stick my nail in here first so it doesn't move. And then it might come out in one go, it might not. And there you go, it did come out in one go. But it's not quite perfect, as you look at the other side. So now I'll just take that bit out. There we go. And remember what I said before, I'd already chopped it too big, so I don't need to get it too tidy. I'll flip it over again. Block out. Brilliant. So there's that one done. And is that the back one? Front one. There you go. I'm glad I marked it. So that's my face. Brilliant. So for now, if I chop this one on the chop saw as well. But looking at this one, there is a nail right there, and it's right in line with my mark. So I'll have to make it bigger. So I'll make it bigger. Again. What am I letting there to keep it steady? There we go, that's not bad. Do that one. I just remember that there is a nail in this one, so I don't know how well it's going to come out. Tough. And there you go, there's that nail there. So I definitely would have wanted that to hit my chop saw blade. So if you did, you'd take a few teeth out from the blade, and that'd be a costly mistake on my part, because I don't have to replace some chop saw blades just because I couldn't be bothered to look for a nail. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this together, and then I'm going to screw it together. So right, left, straight, great. Okay, brilliant. So let me get some screws. So I'm going to use, I've got some of these riser screws, and I'm going to use some 70mm ones. And if you look at the end, this is the main piece. I'm going to drive it straight through, and then it catches it about 20mm. So that's about right. Now, if we were doing really fine, nice work, I'd probably pre-drill a hole, but we're not. So these riser screws will cut straight into the wood. Now with my impact driver set to fast, it should go straight through. So watch out for the bleepers. There we go. Now I'll hold it nice and firm, straight in. And I want to put 2 in each. There we go, straight in there. No messing about. If you're using other screws, if you're using cheap screws for instance, that weren't self-cutting, you would definitely have to pre-drill. But that's just going to take time. So if you've got better screws, saves you time. And you know what they say? Time is money. Okay, put another one in. Okay, I'm going to stand it up. Put this one on the top. There we go. Just going to put it in there. Straighten it out. There we go. Great, that's nice and strong. Oh good, right, let's go and see if it fits. And there we go, over the feet, which is pretty good. And no, not great actually. It's just there, it's touching. So I need to open that up a little bit more. And looking at this end, looks like it's sticking up a fair old way here. So bring it up a little bit. Not much better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this end piece to flatten it down, and cut that one there. So let me mark it. There we go. Oh, that's quite big actually. Cut that there. That one's alright. Right, so I'm going to cut these now, but I am going to use my handsaw. And this is my go-to handsaw. Irwin, universal, load of teeth. I've been using these handsaws for years and years. Not this particular one. This one's sharp. If you want to know where to get one of these saws from, I'll put a link in the comments. So I'm just going to put this back. Make it a little bit bigger. Smash that mug. Right, and then I'm gonna just chisel that out. Brilliant. So that's the face. Brilliant. But I did see that the back of this was a bit tilty, wasn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, the screws. I'll take this piece off. And I'm going to cut about 10-15 mil off this. Could do it loads of different ways. Could do it with a chop saw. I could do it with a chop saw, could do it with a handsaw, could do it with a jigsaw, but as I've got a chop saw set up, I'm going to chop it on here. Now, as I said, I don't need to be too accurate, but, so whenever you're chopping like this, you want to make sure you hold it nice and steady. I've forgotten there was nails in this. So, and I don't actually want to. No, I don't want to chop that on my chop saw because I don't want to split my blade. So, I will finish it off. I mean, all I really got to do is split it. There's one and a bit now, so you can cut, see there, I cut through it with my chop saw, which I didn't want to do. I'm not doing a very good job of splitting that, have I? So I think what I'll do is I'll pull this nail out. There we go, I've got it out. And I'll finish cutting this on the chop saw. Go. Now I'm going to put it back in, but obviously I might need to adjust the holes for the screws. That one goes in fine. I'll take the bottom one out, stand it up. again. Okay, now let's go and have a look and see what this looks like now. And that is looking a lot better than it was before. It's very close. It's not quite perfect. This end looks like it wants adjusting slightly. And that one. And potentially this end wants chopping off again. Okay, let's go and do that now. So I'm just going to chop an angle out on this. Now, I could do it with hand saw, I could use chisel, but I've got a recip saw, so I'm going to use that instead. Nice and quick and easy. There we go. I'm just going to brush off all this old skanky dust off here because I want to see how what the fit's like, but because there's so much crap on there, I mean, bearing in mind, probably been sat in the field for God knows how many years. I mean, look at the patina on that. If Drew Pritchard's seen that, he'd be all over it. Scratching his beard. Not sure how much that's worth. Okay, let's have a look then. Walk around. It's not a bad fit. Things that are holding it off is all the rust. So just gonna grab my grinder and get some of that off. So I've cleaned off the top where the timber goes onto it, and it's a pretty good fit. It's a bit wonky ponky in spots, but I'm not gonna have to worry about that too much because this weighs probably 150 kilos, so doesn't really matter. So what I am gonna do now is I'm gonna bond this onto the top. Let me give it a quick clean off and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to brush this off. Let's get a bit of cack off it. And then I'm just going to, because I'm at the workshop and I got no water, I'm going to use some wipes. I've got these Evo Stick Grip Fill hand cleaning wipes. You can use any wipes, but I'm using these wipes. And I got these from Amazon, so if you'd like to get a link for these, check out the comments. Now they're great for cleaning, and I'm just want to clean the areas that I want to bond on to. That's there. Let me get off some of the skanky bit. Oh, look at that patina, beautiful. Now I'll do both sides. They're quite wet. Look how wet they are. Great for cleaning your hands. I generally use these when I'm doing a bit of painting. I want to get a lot of paint off my hands. Especially, you know, I don't want to be using turbs or paint cleaner on my hands if I'm doing anything like that, because that just strips all the niceness out of your hands. And I certainly don't want to abuse my hands any more than I have to abuse my hands on a daily basis anyway. Right, so that's cleaned up quite nice, as you can see. Oh yes. Okay, good. I'll do one more go on this side just to make sure. Yes. And one more on the other side. Brilliant. Okay, let's get me some bonding agent out. So I'm going to bond this onto me, and I can use loads of different stuff. I'm going to use standard bathroom white silicone. So I'm gonna blob it on. Here we go, nice and thick, right across the base where it's all touching on here. Never run out of silicone. Okay, loads on there. Right, so there it is, bomb that right on. Okay, now I'm going to put the offcut of the bath on the top to give it a bit of pressure. Get my fingers out. Right. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to leave that to set overnight and then we'll build the rest of the base.